Hi there. This video is an exam paper walkthrough of the Eduqas GCSE Mathematics Foundation Tier Component 1 paper from summer 2022. This paper is worth 120 marks in total, and this is the third video of 6. It will focus on questions 11 to 14, which account for 23 of these marks. Eduqas Component 1 papers are non-calculator papers, so a calculator should not be used. A little disclaimer: there may be more than one way to answer a question. The methods shown in this video are not the only way some mathematical skills can be applied. Okay, let's get started. Question 11a. There are 5 children in the Cook family. 2 of the children are the same age. The other children are different ages. The range of their ages is 5 years, the mode of their ages is 14 years, and the youngest child is 12 years old. Find one possible solution for the ages of the other 4 children. Okay, so if the youngest child is 12 years old, that's already written here. Okay, we're going to deal with the range first. So the range is the difference between the biggest and the smallest. So it's the difference between the youngest child and the oldest child. So the difference between them is 5. So the oldest child is the age of the youngest child, which is 12, add 5. So the oldest child is 17. So I'm going to put 17 here as the oldest child. So the mode of their ages is 14. So the mode is the most common. So the age 14 is the most common age of these 5 children, okay? 2 of the children are the same age, the rest are different ages, okay? So if the rest are different ages, each of those 3 that have different ages won't be the mode, because they will all be different numbers and the mode is the same number. So 2 children of the same age. So we're going to do 2 at 14. And then we want a possible age for the 4th child that we've not mentioned yet. So these are in order. So as long as it's between 12 and 14. So I'm going to say that they are 13. Now there's more than one possible way you can do this. Okay, you might have also done 12, 14, 14, 15, 17 or whatever, but that's the way I'm going to go with this one. 11b. Mr. Cook takes his children out for lunch. The list below shows the food they ordered. So this is everything that they've ordered. When he pays the bill, he uses this special offer. So you get any 4 burgers and you get the 2 cheapest 3. So buy any 4, get the 2 cheapest 3. Estimate the total amount of Mr. Cook's bill. Give your answer correct to the nearest pound and you have to show all of your working out. So the key thing here is it says estimate. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to round all of these things to one significant figure. So 1 mega burger would be £9, 1 vegan burger would be £7, a chicken burger would be £9. A regular burger would be £6, a fish bite would be £10, and the vegetarian lasagna would be £7. We're estimating so we can round everything to give us numbers that we would deal with the most. So they buy any 4 burgers, they get the 2 cheapest 3. Okay? So the 2 cheapest burgers are the regular burger and the vegan burger. So if they were to buy 4 burgers, they're going to get the cheapest 2 free. So they are the cheapest 2. So they're the ones that they wouldn't have to pay for. So we can estimate that Mr. Cook is going to have the price of a mega burger, so £9, plus the price of a chicken burger, £9. So he's paid for those 2 burgers. He's not paying for these because you buy any 4 burgers, 1, 2, 3, 4 burgers, get the 2 cheapest free. But he's also bought the fish pie and the vegetarian lasagna. So £10 plus £7. So that's 9 plus 9, that's £18. 10 plus 7, that's £17. So 18 plus 17, 20, £35 in total. Question 12a. The total cost of the gas Farida used in 2019 was £432. To work out how much she should pay for gas each month in 2020, her energy company divided this amount by 12. How much did the energy company ask Farida to pay for gas each month in 2020? So to calculate this, they worked out 432 divided by 12. So we're going to do that, 432 divided by 12. But to do this, I'm going to write out my 12 times tables, or some of them anyway, so I don't need to do them in my head more than once. So I'm going to start with 12s into 43. 1, 2, 3 gets us to 36, and the remainder from 36 to 43 is 7. And then we're doing 12s into 72. Well, I definitely haven't gone far enough here, so that would be 60, and then it would be 72. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No remainder. So they ask her to pay £36 per month. Part B. Mo is working out the cost of his electricity bill. His bill is for a period of 30 days. During these 30 days, he pays a fixed charge of 20 pence per day and uses a total of 500 kilowatt hours of electricity. Mo pays 14 pence for every kilowatt hour of electricity he uses. He pays VAT of 5% on the total of these costs. How much is Mo's electricity bill? Okay, so he pays a fixed charge of 20 pence per day. Okay, so that's 20 times 30. So 20 times 30, 2 times 3 is 6. So 20 times 30 must be 600. So that fixed charge, that one-off payment, is 600 pence, which is £6. He uses 500 kilowatt hours of electricity, and he pays 14 pence for every kilowatt hour of electricity. So we're going to do 14 times 500 for what he uses. Okay, well, 14 times 5, I'm going to do that first. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 1, add the 2, 70. So 14 times 5 is 70, 14 times 500 must then be 7,000. Again, that's in pence, so that's £70 in total. We divide by 100 to go from pence to pounds, okay? The last thing we need to figure out is he pays VAT of 5% on the total. So let's find this total. So the total he pays is £6 plus £70. So he pays £76 plus VAT of 5%. So VAT is value added tax. It's an amount that's added on to the cost of something. So we need to find 5% of 76 and then add that on. So 10% of 76 we divide by 10, which is £7.60. 5% is half of that, so £7.60 divided by 2, because 5 is half of 10. So half of £7 is £3.50. Half of that 60 pence is 30, so that is £3.80. So we're going to add that £3.80 to our total. So £76 plus £3.80. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 8, 6 plus 3, 7 plus 0. So the total cost of his bill is £79.80. Question 13. In a cafe, a half pint glass of lemon crush costs £1.50. So this half pint glass costs £1.50. A 500ml bottle costs £2. So this bottle costs £2. Oh, why did I write 20? £2. Show that the bottle of lemon crush is better value for money. And we've got a scale here that we can use to convert, guys. So we can use 1 pint is equal to 600 millilitres. So at the moment we've got millilitres and pints. We need them both to be in the same unit for us to be able to compare those values. So I'm going to convert half a pint into millilitres. Well, 1 pint is 600 millilitres, so half a pint must be half of that. 600 divided by 2 is 300. So that's 300 millilitres. Okay, now we're trying to show that this bottle is better value. So we're dealing with the glass and we're dealing with the bottle. Okay, so let's start with the glass first. What we want to do is make sure that we are comparing the price for the same amount on each bottle. Okay, so for 300 mils, so if we do pounds and mils, so 300 mils is £1.50. And then for the bottle, pounds and mils, 500 mils is £2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim to get these both into the same amount. So these 300 mils and 500 mils are both multiples of 100. So let's figure out what each one would cost for 100 mils. And then we've got a comparable amount. So to go from 300 to 100, we would divide by 3. So we do the same on the other side of the proportion table. £1.50 divided by 3 is 50 pence. So 0.5 pounds. Okay. For the bottle, to go from 500 to 100, we need to scale down. We're going to divide by 5. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Remember, this is £2 divided by 5. Okay, so if you were to deal with this as pence, 200 divided by 5, so 200 pence divided by 5. 5s into 20 is 4. Remainder, so that's 40. So it'd be 0.40 pounds. Okay, so we're going to compare them now. For 100 mils, okay, a glass costs 0.5 pounds or 50 pence. For 100 mil, the bottle costs 0.4 pounds or 40 pence. So we can say here, therefore, the bottle is better value. You have to show those comparable amounts, guys. You can't just compare 300 mils and 500 mils. They need to be in the same units, and then you need to get the comparable amounts to check the prices. Question 14a. Theo invests £45,000. Jenny invests £35,000 in a new business. Write the ratio of Theo's investment to Jenny's investment in its simplest form. Okay, so what's important here is we write them in the order that this is written. So we're doing Theo's investment to Jenny's investment. So Theo's to Jenny's. Well, Theo invests £45,000. Jenny invests £35,000. We want it in its simplest form. So straight away I can divide both of these by 1,000 because of those 3 zeros on the end. So when I divide by 1,000, I get 45 to 35. And then I can divide them a little bit further. 45 and 35 are both in the 5 times tables because they end in a 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 35 divided by 5 is 7. So we divided by 1,000 and then we divided by 5. Part 2. At the end of the first year, Theo and Jenny shared the total profit made by the business in the ratio of their original investments. Jenny made £21,000 profit. What is the difference in the amount of profit made by Theo and Jenny? So straight away, we're sharing this profit in the ratio of their original investments. So we're doing Theo to Jenny in a ratio of 7 to 9. We're sharing the profit, guys. They tell us how much profit Jenny made. So Jenny's part of the ratio is actually worth £21,000. Okay. We need to figure out how much Theo earned here in profit, and then we can see the difference between the two. So let's see how we scaled up this ratio for Jenny. We went from 7 to 21,000. Okay, so we need to figure out what we multiply 7 by. Well, 21 divided by 7 is 3. So that would be 3,000. So we've multiplied by 3,000. So let's do the same on the other side. So 3 times 9 is 27. But then we've also got that multiplied by 1,000. So Theo gets £27,000. Jenny gets £21,000. What's the difference? Well, £27,000 subtract £21,000. So 0 is 7, subtract 1 is 6. 2 subtract 2 is 0. So the difference is £6,000. Part B. The next year, the business makes a loss and Jenny decides to sell her share. She loses all of her profit from the first year plus 3/10 of her original investment. Calculate the amount of money Jenny loses. Okay, so first of all, she's definitely losing all of her profit, and they told us that the profit from the first year was £21,000. So she's definitely losing that £21,000, but she's also using 3/10 of her original investment. So let's go up here to part A. Jenny's original investment was £35,000. So she's losing 3/10 of that. So she's losing 3/10 of the £35,000. So we need to find 3/10 of £35,000. So we divide by the denominator. So we divide by 10, which is 3,500. And then we times by the numerator. So 3,500 times by 3. So 3,000 times by 3 is 9,000. 500 times by 3 is 1,500. When we total that, she loses another 10,500. So she loses the profit, which is £21,000, and 10,500. So if we add those together, in total, she loses £31,500.